and I'm State Representative Marci Mustello from the 11th District, which my district represents a lot of Butler County, Butler Township, Butler City, and those areas, the center of the county itself. But I am so pleased to be here again this year with Secretary Russell Redding at the beautiful Pennsylvania Farm Show. And it's always wonderful being out here, and I just got done cuddling some goats out there. So
that explains your smile.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
yes, it calms you down. I suggest it for everybody that comes out, even in political office. Elected officials need that. Maybe they should have those roaming the Capitol tomorrow. I don't know, but I do have some questions for you, and this is always a great opportunity, just for my constituents back home to find out really what's going on in the ag industry, what you plan on. But my focus is a little bit different this year, mostly on international trade and how we're becoming kind of partners with the various countries around the world, because I think it's very important of what you do here, not just feeding those of us in Pennsylvania, housing us, everything that you do in PA, but also nationwide and internationally. So that's kind of where my focus is going to be today. So really just to start off, how much commerce does Pennsylvania agriculture do, the business sector, with international customers?
Yeah, so well, let me back up and just say thank you. It's always a pleasure to be with you in your district when we're out on the farms and talking about conservation and technology and innovation. You were kind enough to host us several times this year, so thank you for that. Two, I think it's really important to talk about the international marketplace. It's sort of on display here, but not sort of, like, this is a really focused on the domestic side, but everything here, I can look to apples and think of India. Right? I can take you to mushrooms and think of Indonesia. Every one of these folks here will tell you about the importance of their particular markets. We had some congressional folks through on Saturday for a tour. Their question was about trade, it was about workforce, it was about sort of the international environment, if you will. And so anyhow, every place we go, to include this table. I mean, the hardwoods industry, I love to start there just because it's Penn's Woods. $1 billion in exports, 60,000 jobs in a domestic market, domestically for this local market, international market. Issues around sort of the Port of Philadelphia show up in this. Total exports in Pennsylvania is about $3 billion every year. It's the full range. It's dairy products in final form, and it's hardwoods from logs to fine furniture.
How does your office, how does the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture promote these items, promoting the hardwoods, promoting the apples, the mushrooms, to the international customers? What is it that your office is doing, can do better, can do more of to promote Pennsylvania dairy, Pennsylvania farming, anything?
No, it's a great question. So we have a couple of ways we do that. If it's a finished food product, we partner with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on what's called a market access program. It's a long-standing, congressionally funded, Farm Bill initiated program that supports regional promotion of food and finished food products, right? So it's not for raw commodities, just to make a distinction. So it's not for wheat and soybean and milk per se. It's for the breads and confectionery products and such. So we have a very vibrant relationship with what's called the Food Export Northeast. 11 states work together. We've got a full-time international trade director at the Department of Agriculture, Christina Watson.
Oh, you do have one at Department of Ag also?
She's full-time,
that's great.
Worrying about international markets.
Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she'll do work with individual companies to get into the food export program. She works with trade missions, as we did to Lithuania back in October.
Yeah. What are some of the products that she is now promoting? Like, does it go by the seasons, or is it, what are some of the products that you're moving out? Yeah,
so it's a full range. I mean, I would say it depends on. There's sort of a schedule, like almost a 2-year schedule of markets that they will focus on. Again, this is all done in partnership with the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Food Export Northeast. So there's a partnership there. And they put together a series of where they think the most vibrant markets are. Again, that's going to vary a little bit if you're in in the New England states and talk about cranberries or lobster versus Pennsylvania, we're talking about dairy mushrooms, right?
Right, right.
But it's the products would be a lot of confectionery products, right? So think about candies and chocolates, high demand in other countries. Snack foods. We love our snack foods, so does everybody else.
We do.
Right? Chips and pretzels and crackers. A lot of that. Some of the protein side is a big deal. A lot of the, think about our apples and the fruits that we produce that are either dried, they're in products. So but it has to be value added. So it can't be, that someone's turning it into, and they're usually things that are vibrant in the local market. So so that's the one side of what she does. The other side really is around, we have trade missions. We'll host folks like we do at the farm show here. We'll host 29 countries here tomorrow night.
That's wonderful.
Right?
I'm looking forward to that.
They're coming in and they're going to take a look around and give them a chance to really use the farm show as a backdrop.
That's wonderful.
For food and ag stuff.
Do you always do an international flair to this? Do you bring them in every year? Or is this something new?
Well, we've done it different ways.
Okay.
I'll just say that this last 2 years are really, I think, the right model. We've got a little bit of a seminar during the day and then a chance to invite some of our companies as well as sort of governmental officials to a reception in the evening. But it's really turned out to be a wonderful addition.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and a good reminder, right?
How
we're connected.
Yes, it really, and we are. I mean, Pennsylvania really is connected to the world.
Yeah.
We have to remember that. We can insulate ourselves, but you still have to think outside of our borders, and we've got some, ways to move it out. Thank God for the Port of Philly and everywhere else. But
it's an important, I'd just say that many people don't think. I mean, the whole U.S. market is 5% of the world's population. So 95% of the stomachs are someplace else. We're in the food business, right? So how do I move the chocolates and chips and fruits and all that kind of stuff
to get it out of the way?
So you've got to be in that marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. But I think our time is kind of coming to a close right now, sadly. But I do want to thank you. Every year you do come to Butler for my farmer's breakfast,
Love it.
and I do hope that we can count on you again, possibly sometime this spring, and hoping that you'll come up and answer some of the questions that we have.
They're always great questions, right? So I'll take that as a date.
Yeah,
right?
okay, good.
We will come out. I always appreciate, it's what you hear, it's what you see, that the farmers are asking about preservation or land use or conservation or technology.
Exactly.
And always come away with a really good feeling about agriculture there, but also what you're concerned about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have a very big ag community. I mean, we've got
Beautiful.
some representation out here from Butler County, so we are very proud of what we do in Butler County, and I'm just glad that you recognize it with some of the schools and what they're doing with the greenhouses, and I can't thank you enough for touring Summit School. They are just so proud of everything they do.
If you knew how often I talked about you in
Good.
Butler County.
I talk about you all the time.
Because, I think about the progressive work in the school districts. And several years ago, we went to the one school that they sort of converted the area to like a farmer's market.
Oh yeah, in the city of Butler. Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And then the students getting hands-on experiences. So you do a great job.
It is.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful.
Butler County
But
is amazing.
I thank you so much for all your support.
Honored to do it.
For everything that, that you've helped us with. No, I appreciate it very much. But thank you again, Secretary. I really appreciate it.
Happy New Year to you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
everything.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.